CBS News faced criticism for editing a portion of Kamala Harris's answer out of her 60 Minutes interview. What the media doesn't tell you is that said portion was featured on another program on CBS News' airwaves. In short, the mainstream media and anyone else making that criticism are fucking idiots. They are hypocrites as well, as we can see in this clip where, in a rare moment of lucidity and objectivity, CNN holds Fox to account for a similar editing practice during their Kamala Harris interview.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So,
Bret, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within.
It is the enemy from within, and they're very dangerous. They're Marxists and communists and fascists, and they're sick. I use a guy like Adam Schiff because they made up the Russia hoax. It took 2 years to solve the problem. Absolutely nothing was done wrong, et cetera, et cetera. They're dangerous for our country. We have China, we have Russia, we have all these countries. If you have a smart president, they can all be handled. The more difficult are, the Pelosi's, these people, they're so sick and they're so evil.
I mean, it's really sad that the bar is just so low that counts for like hard-hitting journalism now, where it's just pointing to another network and saying, well, no, you did deliberately leave this part out of your segment where you're your interviewee, the subject of your interview was correct.
Yeah, think about though that first of all, she said, with all due respect, she didn't have to say that. But what if she didn't say that in real time? The interview would have gone out and then people would have reported it. But if you're explaining you're losing, that's a tenet of politics. So if you're explaining you're losing, and then they would have had to explain. So it showed how fast she is on her feet that she recognized that Fox inserted the wrong interview. Good for her.
Well, I mean, we knew that they were going to try to do something sneaky. So I'm glad that she was super prepared, but she was gentle because that was a presidential response, because her inside Howard University response would have been a little different. Look, motherfucker, that is not what happened. Let me tell you something. And she would have gone off. I commend her because, just a slightly lesser person would not have been able to hold it together.
The fact that she said respectfully and actually said something respectfully, because that usually coming after respectfully is about to be the most disrespectful stuff you've ever heard.
That's actually word for word a joke that I do.
What? It is?
Yeah, I have
Gina,
it's been too long. Like, whenever somebody says, and no disrespect, it's followed by a whole bunch of disrespect. I have that joke. It's so funny.
Oh, athletes are the worst at it. It's like, well, respectfully, he is a moron. Yeah, I was rude, but I was rude to an idiot. Sorry, I'm trying to do my best José Mourinho here. A joke that I'm sure will go over well with everyone in your audience, Tom.
Everybody.
Right.
We all know who José Mourinho is.
Yeah. Well, and he can't look at Bret Baier for the truth. He can't even see the truth in his own mirror. He's had more work done than Melania. If anybody's got a tight face and swing, it probably Bret Baier. I mean, his esthetician is probably more honest than he.
It probably has a lot more money than Bret Baier, to be perfectly honest. I mean, how much has he sunk in to make himself look like that?
Well, and then they're so upset with other people's choices about gender, and it's like, well, you're blurring the lines there, babe. And you know what? The concealer looks great.
I wouldn't know anything about that. Past my Zoom filters that I use, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
so we'll go ahead.
You need the pullback zoom. That's the Bret Baier. When your face, actually, that's the filter.
That's the best I can do. That's the best I could do. I could just do I can just stretch the eyes back, and that's my headshot pose that I do.
I like it. The kids call it looking. What is it? Snatched. You have to have a snatch look.
That's not what I think of when I hear snatch. That's
all right already. Oh my gosh, Tom.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Tiffany said it. I didn't. Don't go to. We don't need this, Tom. Now, what are you doing?
Well, we've forgotten about Guy Ritchie already.
I love that movie.
Wow, good one.